Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Learn English with Blaine. And if this is your first time with my channel, welcome to my channel. This is beginner dictation number 88, and the dictations in this video are going to focus on complex sentences. Complex sentences. Do you have your pen and paper ready? Because remember that you are going to listen and then write what you hear. In this video, there will be 7 dictations, and I will say each one 3 times. Do not worry if you make a few spelling mistakes. Do not worry if you can't write every word. You will get better with practice. And remember that this is listening practice, writing practice, spelling practice, and you will also learn a few grammar points as well. Now, after you do the dictation, you are going to find the dependent clause and the independent clause. Complex sentences are sentences composed of a dependent clause and an independent clause. The dependent clause will begin with what we call a subordinate conjunction. Now, here are just a few examples of subordinate conjunctions. So words such as whereas, after, until, although, because, if, and while. These are what we call subordinate conjunctions, but there are many, many others as well. Here is an example of a complex sentence. One moment. Okay, complex sentence. Martha drove to work because she missed her bus. Martha drove to work because she missed her bus. This is what we call a complex sentence that's got a sentence, an independent sentence. Martha drove to work. Martha drove to work. And then it's got what we call a dependent clause, because she missed her bus. The dependent clause is going to begin with one of these words, such as because. Now, we can begin the sentence with the independent clause, or we can begin it with the dependent clause. So we can say, Martha drove to work because she missed her bus, period. Or we can say, because Martha missed her bus, comma, she drove to work. Now, if we begin the sentence with the conjunction, then there's going to be a comma after the clause. Check out the links in the description of this video to learn more about complex sentences. And if you have any questions, remember to leave those questions in the comment section of the video. Okay, but let's get started with our first dictation. Dictation number 1. Dictation number 1. Maria and her mother stayed out until we arrived. Period. Maria and her mother. Maria and her mother stayed out. Stayed out until we arrived. Until we arrived. Okay, now I will show you what I said. Maria and her mother stayed out until we arrived. Period. Maria and her mother stayed out until we arrived. Now, this is a complex sentence, and it has an independent clause and a dependent clause. So I'll give you a moment to find those. Here it is. So Maria and her mother stayed out. This is the independent clause. This means that this is a sentence by itself, and it is connected to a dependent clause, until we arrived. Until we arrived. So Maria and her mother stayed out until we arrived. This sentence is complex. It's got an independent clause, and it's got a dependent clause that begins with a conjunction. Okay, so let's move along to our next dictation. Dictation number 2. Dictation number 2. We walked home together because it was very dark. Period. We walked home together. We walked home together because it was very dark. It was very dark. Period. And now I'll give you a few seconds to finish your writing. We walked home together because it was very dark. Period. We walked home together because it was very dark. Now, again, this is complex, and I'll give you a moment to find the dependent clause. The dependent clause here is because it was very dark. So again, this is the part in red is a good sentence that can stand alone. So we walked home together is a good sentence, but this part here needs to be connected to this part. Okay, so let's move along to our next dictation. Dictation number 3. I went shopping with my friends after we finished dinner. Period. I went shopping with my friends. I went shopping with my friends. I went shopping with my friends after we finished dinner. After we finished dinner. Period. I went shopping with my friends after we finished dinner. Period. I went shopping with my friends after we finished dinner. Now, when we look at this sentence, another complex sentence, we can see this. So, I went shopping with my friends. That's the independent clause. And then after we finished dinner, is what we call the independent clause. Again, this section needs this. Otherwise, it cannot be by itself in a sentence. Okay, so let's continue on for dictation number 4. Dictation number 4. Whereas I was happy with my old phone, comma, Tom wanted a new one. Period. Whereas I was happy with my old phone, whereas I was happy with my old phone, comma, Tom wanted a new one. Period. Tom wanted a new one. Period. Whereas I was happy with my old phone, comma, Tom wanted a new one. Period. Whereas I was happy with my old phone, Tom wanted a new one. So again, this is a complex sentence. It's going to have an independent clause and a dependent clause. And those are right here. Now, in this sentence, we are beginning the sentence with the dependent clause. So we have the conjunction at the beginning of the sentence. Whereas I was happy with my old phone, comma, Tom wanted a new one. Period. Whereas I was happy with my old phone, Tom wanted a new one. Now remember everyone, when we begin the sentence with the conjunction, we're going to have a comma after that clause. So if you look back over here, we have the conjunction in the middle of the sentence, no comma. But in dictation number 4, the clause is at the beginning of the sentence. So we have a comma after that clause is finished. Again, everyone, if you have any questions about this point, just leave a question in the comment section and I'll be glad to respond. Okay, let's go to dictation number 5. Dictation number 5. When I arrived home, comma, I parked my car in front of the house. Period. When I arrived home, comma, when I arrived home, comma, I parked my car in front of the house. In front of the house. Period. When I arrived home, comma, I parked my car in front of the house. Period. When I arrived home, I parked my car in front of the house. So again, this is just another complex sentence. And I'll give you a moment to find the dependent clause. The dependent clause, in this case again, is at the beginning of the sentence because we have the conjunction when at the beginning of the sentence. So we have when I arrived home, I parked my car in front of the house. Period. When I arrived home, I parked my car in front of the house. Okay, so let's move along to our next dictation. Dictation number 6. Dictation number 6. The little dog danced as if he were a little clown! Exclamation. The little dog danced. The little dog danced. As if he were, as if he were a little clown. A little clown! Exclamation. Exclamation. The little dog danced as if he were a little clown! Exclamation. Exclamation. The little dog danced as if he were a little clown. Okay, now if this sentence again is a complex sentence. And can you find the dependent clause? It is right here. So we have the little dog danced. That's the independent clause. And then as if he were a little clown. As if he were a little clown. That's the rest of the sentence. Okay, so let's move along to our next dictation. Dictation number 7. Dictation number 7. Mariana bought new glasses as soon as she had the money to buy them. Period. Mariana bought new glasses. Mariana bought new glasses as soon as she had the money to buy them. Period. To buy them. Period. Okay, so here is the dictation. Mariana bought new glasses as soon as she had the money to buy them. Period. Mariana bought new glasses as soon as she had the money to buy them. Okay, now this again is a complex sentence. And let's look for the dependent clause. Remember, it's going to begin with a conjunction. And here it is, right here. Mariana bought new glasses as soon as she had the money to buy them. Mariana bought new glasses as soon as she had the money to buy them. So again, in this sentence, we've got a complete independent sentence. Mariana bought new glasses. And then the second part, which is also a part of the sentence, is the dependent clause. As soon as she had the money to buy them. This is independent and this is dependent. Now let's take a quick look at some of the conjunctions that we looked at in this video today. So again, here are just a few examples of subordinate conjunctions, and these are conjunctions that we saw today in this video. So we've got because, until, after, whereas, when, as if, as soon as. So again, these are some of the subordinate conjunctions. So again, we've got because, until, after, whereas, when, as if, and as soon as. So again, these are all more examples of subordinating conjunctions. So thank you so much, everyone. I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Thank you so much for that. And remember, leave your comments or questions in the comment section of the video. I always respond to those. And if you like this video, please remember to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much, everyone, and there'll be more videos coming up very soon. And have yourself a great day.